What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another Friday night interactive sports talk. It's the Play Caller Sports Talk Show brought to you by Sideline Sports Network. And I am, of course, one half of the dynamic duo, Stephen Box, joined as always by my co-host.
I'm going by the one name tonight. It's your boy Cool.
And together we are the Play Caller. So cool, man. We've got a great week for everybody tonight. We gonna hit up a little bit of NBA news, little drama around a couple of I hesitate to use the word stars, but two guys that are being paid like stars. One who's a future star and one who's being paid like a star. But we're gonna talk about that a little bit tonight. We've got a couple games we're going to do a little bit deeper dive into. Including some special guests coming on. We have an Eagles fan who's not you. And we also have a Cowboys fan coming on tonight to actually talk about the Eagles and Cowboys game coming up this week. Of course, we're going to dive into that big Rams and Bucks matchup as well. And we're going to talk a little Bengals and Steelers along with giving our picks for the week. So, sir, would you like to know how we did with our picks last week?
Give it to me.
All right, so just as a quick recap for everyone, week 1 was not kind to either one of us. I went 4-10, you went 6-8. But this past week, we both did much better. You finished 11-5, I finished 10-6. So you did beat me out by one game. But it wasn't the right game, was it, sir? Wasn't the game you really hoped you were going to beat me out on?
Nah, it's not that big of a deal, man.
So overall, I am 14-16, and you are 17-13.
Oh, yeah. Overall number sounds good.
So, yeah. So right now, I'm
17.
So right now, you're a little over 500. I'm a little under, but, we're going to get that rectified over the next couple weeks. GTG.
Or are we?
Oh, absolutely, sir. Absolutely. So kick us off, man. Do you want to start with this NBA talk tonight, and then we can just go full throttle NFL after that?
We gotta start with the NBA talk. So let's go ahead and just drop a little new information.
Okay.
So, there's been some rumblings. Nothing had been confirmed, but there've been some rumblings about Zion Williamson and his unpleasantness with being in New Orleans. I'm gonna just quickly say on my end, I think the reports are just like excuses. I think straight up, truthfully, 100% honestly, him nor his family wants him in New Orleans. New Orleans is not a big market. It's not a good team, and it's not one of those pleasant places to be. So I think all the ownership is this, and all the things that are being like coming out of his camp and things are just ridiculous excuses because the truth of the matter is he doesn't want to be there. And he wants to force a trade. The reports that are coming out are that he's not talking to the team, the owner, anybody. He's saying that, he hasn't been treated properly. He's not happy with the way he had his minutes kind of distributed his first year, and several other things revolving around the organization. It all sounds like a lot of smoke and mirrors. Like I said, really, the thing is, to me, he just doesn't want to be in New Orleans. I can't really blame him for that, but you have to find a better way than not responding to everyone to get out. And then, there's been some people that have said, well, he's showing up fat, and you can't show up fat if you're not going to perform, and then try to make the argument that there's a problem and that you should be playing more and different things like that when you're showing up out of shape and not ready to play. So it's going to be interesting, this whole little drama thing and how that plays off. But we definitely got to, touch on it a little bit. Of course, more information will come out and more, clarity soon.
I'm going to say the thing that's interesting to me about this story is this is a organization with a history, right? This is not the first superstar who's wanted to force their way out of this organization. We all know Anthony Davis. If you go back a little more, ways, yeah, Chris Paul. So this is a situation where superstars do not want to stay in this market. And I don't think that it's just a matter of the size of the market. I think there's something else that's going on there in terms of just the organization itself.
Well, I would agree with you if there were other people besides these two and JJ Reddick. So JJ Reddick, of course, just to bring that back up, was mad because he asked to be traded to a contender. And he was just traded where they, wanted to trade him, which, you ask, that doesn't mean they have to accommodate that. And he didn't give any indication that they said that they would, but he was upset that they didn't. But I think when you look at how many people have been through New Orleans, you haven't had a lot of problems except for Anthony Davis and now Zion Williamson. Personally, if I'm New Orleans, you have another star. So I would go out and get a deal like they got for Anthony Davis a few years ago, and I would jettison him. You don't want to be there? Bye-bye. We can bring in other pieces.
Yeah.
That's what that's how I would handle it personally.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with that, especially if he's going to show up out of shape and all that good stuff. Get what you can for him. Move on.
Yeah, he's not showing himself to be a leader by reports from there. He's complaining about playing time, but you're not showing up in shape. You had an injury history already anyway, and then you don't want to be in the market, man. We'll get what we can get. I would just move on. But I mean, I'm sure that they're not going to do that because they're going to want to have that marquee star because you want to have that when you're in the NBA. But like I said, they have another star, so they would be fine without him. They've played a lot without him. They've theoretically been better with advanced analytics, which could make anyone seem like a better fit for a team than ever. Say that they're a little bit better with him, but I think they'd be fine. Get some more pieces in there, get some more draft picks, and get some guys that want to be there. Because if you don't want to be in the market, man, bye.
Yeah. Now there's another story here that I don't even call as news because here's the thing. Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers are exactly where anyone with half a brain and an eye could actually see where this was going. Because you went and paid this dude big time money like he was a true superstar. Like he was giving you offense and defense. Now he's a great defender. But he's overpaid by like probably 12 to 20 million, just ballparking it, for what he actually does on the basketball court. So you're going to look at a situation here where you're either going to try to trade him somewhere that somebody is willing to take on the cap, but they're not going to want to give you assets in return because they value draft picks. He's going to go somewhere where they're okay giving up the draft picks because maybe they feel like they're close to contending, but they don't want to go into the luxury tax. Or you're going to have to try to facilitate a multi-team trade to send him to a contender who doesn't mind paying the luxury tax, but doesn't have any assets to give you. Because you got to make the salaries match. I don't see this ending well anytime soon for anybody.
Yeah, read some reports, and it was a great thing that was brought up. And I had thought about it, but I wanted to double check and make sure it was a great thing that was brought up. The current general manager did not give him that contract. The previous one did. So he came in stuck with this contract. If I'm him, I'm like, look, you can report, do your stuff, or you can not. If you don't report, we're going to hit you over the head for every practice that you miss, every game that you miss, every preseason game. That's what I would do, right? Because you're under contract, you're getting paid more money than you deserve, and you want to hold out because you're mad because people said some things that were negative about you. They were all true. Yeah. Let's get it straight.
I was going to say, let's point that out now. Nobody said anything that was wrong.
Piece of information that was a lie. There was not one piece that was a stretch whatsoever. You did not play well in the playoffs. You choked. You probably were the worst free throw shooter in history in the playoffs last year as a point guard. So I got to tell you, man, you can't expect the team to really feel bad for you. And it's going to take time to facilitate a trade with a guy that's way overpaid. Like you said, it's going to have to be a multi-team deal. That's the only way I can see it really working. You're going to have to find the right teams that are willing to participate in this. And you may have to end up giving up other assets that you don't want to be able to jettison this guy because of the salary he's getting paid. So my thing with Ben Simmons is, if I were Ben Simmons and I really wanted to get to another team, I would show up, I would practice, and I would say, look, I'll show up, I'll practice, but can I sit while we work on trading me? And the thing is, you're not going to devalue yourself by sitting because your value isn't going to go up with you being on the court, still not being an offensive presence. I'm not saying the man can't dunk. I'm not saying the man can't live. I'm not saying the man has no ability to score. But if you clog the lane, he's a worse jump shooter than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay,
Yes.
A lot worse. So my thing is, it is what it is, bro. You got the contract. That's a max deal for a rookie. So you got a contract for a guy that's playing very well on both sides of the ball. You're not. It is what it is. You're gonna have to live with it, bro. That's how it rolls.
And I'll just say, man, that the best thing that Ben Simmons can do if he wants to hurt the 76ers is actually show up and play. Because every minute that dude spends on the court, his value goes down.
There's another little quick tidbit to talk about, man, that kind of popped up that I noticed. And that's Josh Gordon, for the umpteenth time, is being reinstated.
Somebody's going to take a chance on him.
I want to take a chance on him.
Yeah, somebody's going to take a chance on him, man.
I would take a chance on him.
The question is, A, how long does it last? And here's the other thing. I understand he doesn't have the wear and tear on his body that most 30-year-old NFL players do.
He definitely doesn't.
But he's still 30.
He's got the wear and tear of like a 23-year-old.
At some point, he's not Flash anymore.
No, that's fair. I think he's past Flash.
Yep.
But I think he's still better than a lot of receivers as long as he can keep himself off of certain substances. We'll be straight. Yeah, whoever picks him up would be straight. I want him to have a good career, man, because I think he's a guy that is a good player, but just, the other stuff that got to him and kind of messed him up and, affected him as a player. But it's another chance, man. Hopefully he takes advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, a perfect example, kind of a one-to-one comparison, is looking at Antonio Brown and kind of what he's been able to bounce back and do. He's not the dominant player he once was, but he's the guy, if you remember a couple years ago, man, we were really worried about his mental health. We're like, this dude, might need to get committed somewhere, get right mentally. And it's like he's really seemed to have got things turned around. So, hopefully a similar situation for Josh Gordon, unless he goes to Seattle again, and in which case, go ahead and mess up, bro. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I don't even think they need him back now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think they need him back at all.
So, before we jump into talking about any kind of football, last week we introduced a new segment called The Audible. And I'm actually going to use this as our transition into football because I know this week both of our audibles have to do with football. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in first if you don't mind, sir. So today I saw a news story. Now I had another topic I was going to talk about this week, but when I saw this, I was like, no, this is what I have to talk about. The NFL has decided that it needs to have Monday Night Football during the playoffs. So, for those of you who got super excited and thought like, oh wow, another day of playoff football, how great. I want to introduce you to the thought process of why this is a terrible, terrible idea and needs to be audibled. Let's say, who are you going to put into this number 2, or who are you going to put into this Monday night game? Is it a reward for the number 2 seed, who now gets to have an extra day of rest and prep? Does the number 7 seed, who they're going to be playing against, now automatically get the same number of days rest, simply because they were the 7th team and they get to play the 2 team? What happens when that 2nd seed wins the game? They get to go and play the next week with a day less rest than their opponent? That's the reward for getting the 2nd seed and then winning their first game? Or what if the 7th seed actually wins and goes and has to play the 1st seed? So your reward for actually upsetting the 2 seed is that you get to go now on shorter rest and play the number 1 team who had a bye week? Terrible. terrible idea. I don't know how they're going to possibly try to justify getting enough rest for whoever the Monday night team is. I know one thing. However they decide to do it, I hope my 49ers are not that seed. I do not want to play in the Monday night game.
So as for me, I'm going to throw an audible on the NFL and college football officiating. What I want to understand is why we have an unprecedented number of flags that are being called. What I want to understand is why, for the NFL, we have soft individuals who have made it a big thing about taunting. Taunting has been part of sports since you were a kid. There should never be a situation where you get a flag because you stand over a dude when you knock him out. If you hit a dude good, you should be able to stand over him. If you make a great play and get a touchdown, you should be able to do a dance. You should be able to do something. Why not? You should be able to celebrate yourself.
Yep.
The reason that the NFL is called a no-fun league is crap like this. College football, what you should be doing is distancing yourself from the ridiculousness that the NFL is doing in regards to calling instead of falling in line. What I don't completely understand at all is all the targeting calls, to be specific, as a secondary thing that I feel like is being overcalled. I get the penalties. I get it. You're protecting the players. But you have to look at situations. This is why I hate the targeting rule as a whole. It's great in certain situations, but as a whole, it needs to be more defined. Because at the end of the day, there were several calls in several games where guys really didn't have an opportunity to do anything but end up making helmet-to-helmet contact, but it wasn't at the level that they tried to make it out to be, and it shouldn't have been called for penalties. This year, both weeks of the NFL season have had over 200 penalties called. Last year, less than 200. 200 has really been like the max in the past. So now we're going over the max for what? To make the game less fun, to make people less interested in football, and to make the games longer because you got to sit there and you got to review all this stuff. You got to give all these ridiculous things. Come on, man. Let's make the game fun again. You know, the things that people do when they score a touchdown, get a big hit, get a big interception, a big sack. That's what makes football fun. You want to take that away? What are you doing?
Preach. Yeah, man. I'm with you, bro. I mean, like, look, when we were over to going through the picks, I gave you a little bit of a hard time about, the fact that one of the games you got wrong was picking your Eagles over my 49ers. In the NFL, man, they would have threw a flag on me, man. They would have said I was taunting you and gave me a 15-yard penalty for that. It's nonsense. It's the American way, man. We taunt. We give each other a hard time. It's what men do.
And speaking of taunting, we got two guys who are about to come on that have a feeling there might be a little bit of taunting involved in this.
I see both of them down there in the green room already smiling, just thinking about all the smack talk they about to do. So
they ready.
Let's go bring them on.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on, Steve? Long time no see, man. Long time no talk to.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great.
Not that star, though. Not that
appreciate
star,
the opportunity. Man, I can't even see them eagles that you got on your hat, man.
Not that star, sir.
I can't even see.
Oh, he see it.
I can't even see him. I can't even see him.
He see it.
But speaking of stars, I mean, you guys might see some stars Monday night, right?
Yeah, you mean the ones on our team?
No, the ones spinning around your head after we hit y'all so hard.
I mean, y'all supposed to win. Y'all at home.
Here we go. We supposed to win. So if we win, that's gonna be the excuse we're supposed to win.
You got. I mean, you at home, right?
No, hold on. We got crazy injuries. We got guys out for COVID. We got, I mean, if you just look at the injuries,
that's gonna be the excuse when we bust y'all.
No, ain't no excuse. I'm just telling you fact. Before we beat y'all, I'm just telling you what the facts is.
Oh, okay.
So y'all know that y'all got beat by a team that's missing a ton of starters.
I just want to interject real quick. I know that this is a conversation between you two gentlemen, but I just want to interject real quick and let you know, Mr. Cowboys fan, that the Eagles are missing two of our starting linemen on offense. So littlest violin for you, your little injuries. Littlest violin in the world.
No. We no team feels sorry for another team because they're missing players. Absolutely.
Just want to throw that out there.
I'm gonna just say this, man. I think the Zeke woes are gonna go away. Zeke always plays well against Philly. Like, I think that's gonna be something that's gonna be this week. He definitely gonna have a good game.
Yeah, I think the Zeke deal, I think the Zeke stuff is kind of overrated at this point. Pollard is good. I think Zeke still does a lot of things for us that we need him to do. He's a great blocker. He gets the tough yards. He runs between the tackles. I'm not sure that Pollard is a guy that I want to hand the ball off to 20, 25 times in between the tackles yet.
Definitely not.
So yeah, and with you guys, man, I know my concern is the quarterback and his running ability against us. Because of injuries, we're gonna have LVE and Jalen Smith basically playing linebacker. That's a disaster. So I'm not looking forward to that. Hopefully Neil comes off the COVID list and he can play, but I'm not really looking forward to that.
I'm just hoping Amari and Zeke just don't have great games. I expect them to have good games. I'm just hoping they don't have great ones. Look, we can keep Dakota under 400. I think I like our chances a lot if we keep Dakota under 400. He pulled it out against the Chargers. He had under 400 then, but I don't know.
He had under 300. He had under 300 with the Chargers.
Yeah, we have about 250.
Yeah, I think for us though, a balance of him getting 250, 275, and we getting maybe $125 rushing is good for us. It keeps us balanced. It keeps the other offense off the field. Keeps everybody engaged. So I don't like seeing Dak throw for 400 yards unless we absolutely have to. Against Tampa, I knew that was going to be the situation because I knew our corners.
You had to. You needed all 400 of them.
Needed all of them. and did a few more.
Needed all 400 more.
Yeah.
Hey man, I see the Niners up there. Congrats on that win. You know,
Appreciate you.
I think we should have played a little different in the fourth down calls. Trying to run Philly specials out here, but you know.
Hey, we had some calls I wasn't a fan of either, but I mean I can't argue that was a boneheaded call.
I'm like, yo,
I can't argue on that one.
But it's cool. I think we're gonna see y'all again. I think we're definitely gonna see y'all again. I think this team, I had real 6-11 vibe for this team, but I think the Atlanta game got me reserved. 49ers game definitely got me reserved. I felt like, look, we can hang with who I felt were like my sleeper pick this year. I said they back healthy. 13-3 team the year before, back healthy. I said 49ers should be all right. But we look good for the most part against them. Just a couple miscues, couple mistakes. So this Eagles team, young. I think we can get going. We can get rolling, get a couple wins off. Definitely Monday night. Get this win Monday night. Got to win Monday night. Get this win Monday night. And
it's almost like I've heard an Eagles fan say this before. Just trying to remember when this was. Seems like it was recently.
Yeah, gotta get this win Monday night must win because we got Kansas City next week.
And it's a must win for y'all, right? Yeah.
And then these Panthers, are they the real deal? Week 5.
We're gonna be able to figure out if they're the real deal or not in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because after this week they got to play Dallas, then us. So I mean, people can say what they want about the Eagles and the Cowboys, but you're gonna have hard games against them. You're not going out and walk over either team. So you're gonna have a little bit of defense. You know, especially with the Eagles, the defense is looking really solid. Dallas, had a good week on defense last week. Not going to try to take anything away from you on that. We'll see if it continues. But I feel like the way that the Panthers are constructed, especially with McCaffrey being out for both of those games, we're going to really see what else the Panthers have. And in years past, when they didn't have McCaffrey, things didn't go too well.
Yeah. I think for us, obviously Monday night is important. It's a division game. It's against Eagles. Oh, yeah. As you said, it's definitely going to be a closer game. It's going to be a tough game. It's a division game. We always play each other tough. The next game for us is Carolina. Not only are they missing McCaffrey, but they're missing Horn Jr., the second, the corner. He went out, and he's out. He might be out for the whole season. So he was their best corner, I believe. So when you look at that, that's going to help us. You know, and McCaffrey being out. I'm with you. I don't see much in that offense without McCaffrey. I mean, DJ Moore is a good receiver, but if it becomes, you know, him being the only weapon, I like our chances. Even, you know, for our defense, I just asked at the beginning of the year for them to be middle of the pack.
Right.
If they go between 15 and 18, right now, I think it's only been 2 games, but I think they're like 17th. If we can keep, if they can play middle of the pack anywhere between 15 and 18, then I think we'll be all right, because I think our offense is going to be what it is.
You said that, because right now we top 5.
I know. But y'all played Atlanta.
We also play San Francisco.
You play whoever you front of.
Hey, I'm not a big believer in San Francisco. I never have been. I'm not a big believer in San Francisco.
I mean, you welcome to come on the field and prove it.
Especially offense. Especially offense. The defense is legit. I'm not a big fan of the offense.
Keep in mind though that you haven't actually seen what offense we're going to be running by the end of the year yet.
Okay. All right. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Regardless of what I think about who the Eagles have played, I know Monday night is going to be a tough game. I know that. Yeah. So
we play solid. We play good games.
Yeah.
That's a good point that Tyler
corner,
brings up.
I need a corner. Anybody got a corner out there? I need one corner to take over for Brown. I just need one outside corner, and we would be all right. We'll be all right. I just need one corner because Brown is horrible on the outside. He's better in the slot.
I tell you, man, that would definitely be something I think would play into the Eagles' benefit, you know, if they use it correctly. So here's the big thing, you know, about the Eagles. It's all about what type of game plan our coach comes in with, because I feel like what I've seen the first 2 games, there hasn't been a lot of adaptation, right? So he's got to come in with a game plan that can work. I'm not going to give my opinion because we brought y'all on for that. I'm just going to simply ask the question. For you guys to win, and Willie, you can go first, and then Jahan. For you guys to win, what do you think is the key for your team to win this game on Monday night?
I think, as I said before, I like to see us have balance on offense. I would like to see us, you know, challenge you guys down the field, but balance. I need my running game to have about 125 yards. I don't need Dak to throw for 400, 450 yards. I think that's if we're doing that, then we're in a shootout, and you know we play all right in shootouts, but I just don't trust it. I want to see balance. I want to see us control the clock to keep you guys' offense off the field. And I think that if we can do that, then I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
All right. Definitely cannot let their run game get going at all. I think if Zeke has a good game, like I say, or Pollard even, I think we're in trouble. I mean, I think we can't get down early. Like, this team has not shown that they could come back from a deficit yet. I think they're young, and when they get down, they go in panic mode. Like the last drive with the 49ers when I felt like they had a chance to, you know, get a stop, even though it may have been a bad call. You know, on the third down, 49ers should have might have been penalized and pushed back. They converted it, but that's neither here nor there. But they didn't get a stop. We went in panic mode a little bit. I think we got to just play under control, and we can't do a lot of trick stuff. Let's just get in, run through clean plays, a lot of clean plays, a lot of receivers getting to the routes and doing the routes, catching the ball. Quez definitely. Oh man, Quez Watkins showed out. Devontae got to get back going. He only had 16 yards against the 49ers. We got to get him going again. Just it's a lot. It's a lot for Monday. But I think the long week helped. I think they're gonna go through that, and they haven't seen Jalen much. They saw bad Jalen last year. I mean, Andy Dalton led Cowboys team managed to beat us by 20, but I think they see a different Jalen this week. I definitely think we get it done. I don't know. We need this more than they need it at this point of the season because we lose Monday. 1-3, 1-4 is very possible.
So something that I'm finding interesting that neither one of y'all actually mentioned is the importance of Philly's run game. One of the things I feel like really hurt the Eagles against the 49ers last week was the 49ers did a great job of shutting down the run early, and your coaching staff completely abandoned the run. And once you abandon the run, your offense became very predictable. So I think that that's something that's going to be super important for the Eagles this week is to stay a little bit more patient with the running game, even if it's not working right away. You got to stick with it. You got to keep trying to run that football because as soon as you lose that balance, your receivers are too young to take over a game. You got to be able to have some balance so that they can actually stay in the game.
I think the youngsters can take over. Like they have takeover speed. All of them have takeover speed.
I mean, look, I was running a rookie corner and Josh Norman last week and they ain't take over. So
except for Arcega-Whiteside.
Yeah, all of them have takeover speed.
Oh, Arcega-Whiteside can definitely take over a game. I mean, it's going to be causing you to lose, but he can take it over.
For me, I need 20 to 25 carries for Miles Sanders. I need another 10 to 15 for Kenneth Gainwell. That's what I need. That's what I need to see. I need us to pound the ball. I need us to do what Willie said on the opposite end. You know what I'm saying? We need to control that clock. We need to keep Dallas offense off the field, keep that defense on the field and wear them down. And I think that's the thing that both of us are going to be trying to do. Dallas is going to say, hey, we need to keep Philadelphia's speed off the field. A lot of their speed is young, but a lot of their speed is on the offense. So let's keep them boys on the side watching, drinking water. And Philadelphia wants to do the same thing. They want to keep Dallas defense on the field. What we didn't do last week that we need to do is long drives. Everything doesn't have to be a 30, 40, 50-yard pass down the field. March down the field, eat up some clock, get some points on the board. I think threes are fine when you get the fourth down. Nothing cute. Smash my football this week. That's what the Philadelphia Eagles need. But the question is that going to be what this guy calls or not? Because I'm not confident in the differences between the 2 weeks that's the style of football he's going to play this week.
Yeah, I'm not. I think Sanders and Hurts can hurt us running the ball. They're the type of running backs that we have a hard time with. They're the type of guys that run the ball that we have a hard time with. A mobile quarterback and a smaller, quicker running back.
I just wanted to say of note, since you said that though, Hurts was on the rushing yards leader list. He was the only QB on there.
Yeah. And so I'm not, even though we're averaging giving up about 73 yards a game the first two games, but I'm not convinced that that's because we're that good against the run. We were horrible last year. I think next to last year against the run. And because of our injuries, this game you're gonna see again LVE and Jalen Smith as our primary linebackers because they're probably gonna put Parsons on the outside and Neal is still dealing with the COVID thing. So if you guys are able to run the ball, get past the first line of defense, then I think that's a problem for us. So that's why I go back to we need to control the ball. We need to have some balance. The more we can keep you guys off the field, because you guys, again, the speed is on your side on offense. Absolutely. We have better safeties than we had last year. Our safeties are playing really well. I don't trust our corners outside of Diggs. The other two, Lewis and Brown, I just don't trust them. So that's scary. And I don't trust our linebackers if it's strictly Jalen Smith and LVE. Jalen Smith has no lateral movement, no more quickness. And so that's a problem. Yeah. So, if you guys can run the ball, that'll be a problem for us.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, so. But I think it's going to be a great game. I can't wait. This is good. If we get this win, we can get on the road. We got a beat-up Carolina team the next week. After that, I think we got the Giants, and then we got New England before our bye. So we can go We could be 5-1, 4-2 at the break. It would be fantastic.
That's why we need this more.
Get some of our guys back.
That schedule y'all got is pretty smooth. We need this one more.
But
we started off with Tampa Bay and the Chargers.
Well, the thing is, once we get past the Chiefs, the Panthers, and Tampa Bay, right? Once we get past that little cluster, right, and then of course the Cowboys, that little 4-game stretch, and our schedule starts to get a little easier, as well. Right. So, but the thing is, you want to try to get all the wins you can within this. If we can go 2-2 in this next 4 games, man, I feel really confident. If we can go 3-1, even better.
Right.
Yeah. And then I don't know about. I know you two guys are Eagles fans, but I predicted that you guys were going to probably be the worst team in the division. I mean, next to what? But that's not really saying much with a really bad division. But I think you guys look better than what most people thought you guys would look. And Washington's defense is not what it looked like last year.
I think the Giants are going to be the worst team this year from how it's looking.
I think the Giants got some other. I think the Giants got some other than X and O's issues. I think they got some other issues going on with that team. The play calling. I don't know why they hired Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator, which still, 2 years in, still is crazy to me.
I think it was a great hire.
I think it was a good hire as a Cowboys fan. Predictable as hell. But Barkley, I don't know what his deal is. I know the injury is still, and that's really a year and a half injury coming back from. So I don't know if next year he might be the old Barkley, but I don't know, man. I think that team has a lot of other issues going on.
I think when you look at Barkley, man, I'm expecting him to actually play better this week. He went out last week. He did look a little apprehensive even on a big run, but 10 days of rest, made it through that first game injury free. So I think that's going to help build his confidence back up. I think his knee is fine. I think it's more mental for him at this point. So getting through that first day, that first game without getting hurt again, and then having a 10 day of practice this week, I think it's going to really help him actually come out and perform next week. Yeah. Now that other guy that he shares a backfield with, that's a little bit bigger question
mark. Daniels, the quarterback.
Danny Dimes.
I don't know, man. Yeah, but
Danny Dimes, he ain't worth 10 pennies.
As a Cowboys fan, I like to see him back there as a Cowboy fan. Between him and Jason Garrett calling the plays, I'm like, yes, let's go play him.
I like the coach too. I think they should keep their coach together with them too. I think that's a nice little group that the Giants should have, as well as the general manager. Let's just keep all of them together.
So it goes back to my other point. There is something else going on from the top down. That team is not put together well.
Man, they're worrying about taunting and all kind of other stuff. Yeah, you need to be worried about football.
Yep.
But don't worry about football. Just keep doing what you're doing.
So Tyler just, mentioned like that the Packers had like the third toughest schedule this year. And, and as a Niners fan, I obviously play in a division where you're talking about all 4 teams could potentially make the playoffs. Not to mention the fact that I have 6 times this year that my team has to travel to the East Coast for basically it's a 10 a.m. game in their time zone. So
guess what, man?
I think everybody has a tough schedule, man. I mean, that's the NFL. Everybody has tough schedules. Everybody has tough periods in their schedule. That's what it is.
I just gotta say, man, y'all 2-0 on the East Coast, man. So I don't even want to hear that from you no more, bro. Y'all 2-0 on the East Coast. I don't want to hear nothing about y'all got to play 10 a.m. You're 2-0. You won both of them.
Talented has nothing to do with right or wrong.
So,
but I will say,
again, next little
playing in your division, Steve, playing in your division is rough because Seattle, Arizona. And I picked the Rams as my Super Bowl team this year. It was Green Bay until I started seeing Aaron Rodgers who act like he really don't want to be there.
I can tell you haven't watched our show very much, Willie, because you would know all about Matthew Stafford if you watched the show.
No. If you look at if you don't dig deep into the stats with Stafford, he looks like a really, really good quarterback. If you dig into the stats, he's just above average. But I think when you put him on that team, the Rams team, I think that is the missing piece for me that him with that defense and those receivers, I think they're the favorite right now. Them in Tampa.
So I'll tell you what.
That's just me.
So I'll tell you what.
Plus,
Since you actually brought that up,
he's my fantasy quarterback.
Since you brought that up, I'll tell you what. We do have 2 other games we need to talk about, and one of them just happens to be the Bucks and the Rams. So we'll go ahead and leave you guys on for a few minutes to actually talk about this game. Because I'm going to tell you what I see is the problem for both of these teams. See, everyone's focused on the shootout. They looking at high-powered offenses, great defenses, all this other stuff. Here's the thing. Outside of Pittsburgh Steelers, who we'll also touch on a little bit here shortly, who have the absolute worst rushing offense in the league, the Rams are not far behind them. The Rams' running game is non-existent. Now, theirs is because of injuries, but that Tampa front isn't going to let you run the football anyways. So guess what that means? Matthew Stafford's going to have to throw the ball 40, 50 times against Tampa Bay. I'm not comfortable with that if I'm a Rams fan. But also, you know what? We all know what happens to Tom Brady when pressure actually gets applied. And Tom Brady's worst game last year was against the Rams. It was actually his lowest yardage output. He actually had turnovers against the Rams. He struggled against that defense. So, to me, that's what I'm looking at with this matchup. I'm looking at, can the Rams do what they did defensively to Tom Brady last year? And what's going to happen when Matthew Stafford has to drop back and throw that football 40-plus times?
Well, I'm going to say simply this when it comes to Matthew Stafford. I feel a little bit different about Matthew Stafford. I feel like when you look at him and you look at the actual plays, you see an all right quarterback. I mean, I'm not going to disrespect the man and say he can't play. But I feel like when you start digging, you see, the stats, and you see the distribution of the ball, you see the turnovers, you see the overthrows, different things like that. You start to see that he's actually really not as good as people give him credit for. I think people overvalue him.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Yep.
Yeah. I also feel like he gets a lot of credit for being this real cerebral guy, but when has he used that? And I'm not saying that he doesn't have it, but it's the same thing like Jahan was saying about the Eagles. Until you show it to me, you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't show me that you can go out there and have big games, if you can go out there and not turn the ball over, if you can go out there and not be the guy to lose the game when you're asked to step up and play a bigger role, then you haven't. And in Detroit, when I saw Matt Stafford every year, I saw a guy who could put up great stats, look wonderful just looking on paper. But when you saw him play, you saw a dude that looked like a deer in headlights at the time. You saw a guy that was, under a lot of duress, a guy that sometimes had the miss internal clock. He was speeded up too much. He'd go too slow. A lot of things about Matthew Stafford ring alarms for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that he may not be a better quarterback in the system than Jared Goff because he's not going to be asked to do a lot. But to this guy's point, this is a week where he's going to have to do a lot, right? Because even if you get yards out of the backfield, it's going to be probably short throws or a breakdown in the defense. So a lot of it's going to have to go on Stafford and him making the right reads, and that's going to be hard for him to do. But on the other end, you got Brady. You don't have Antonio Brown, who so far this year and even last year once he was signed, it's pretty much been Brady's favorite target. So maybe Mike Evans will get a little boost to help my fantasy team. But I digress. I didn't want him, but I got him. So auto draft. So pretty much it is what it is with that. But I think this is probably going to be the matchup of the week, really, until we play on Monday night. I think this is going to be the matchup of the week.
Yeah, I think if you look at Tampa, we put up 29 points against them. We probably should have won the game if we hit that field goal. Atlanta, how many points Atlanta scored? 25, 20, 28, I forgot what it was, but they scored deep into the 20s against, and some of that might have been trash and garbage, but I said that to say what we see in Tampa's defense is not what we saw at the end of last season. Now, we couldn't run the ball on them. Nobody's going to you're not going to be able to run the ball on them. But the Rams are not really set up for that. They want to throw the ball down the field. They got great receivers and they got a quarterback that likes to throw the ball. So I think they're going to score points on Tampa. And obviously Tampa's going to score points on them. I'm looking at a shootout. I think it's going to be a shootout. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the Rams got a decent chance of winning against Tampa.
So I just want to highlight Tyler's comment real quick. So he says, imagine having Cup on your fantasy team against that secondary. So Tyler, there's two things I'm going to point out to you. One, Jalen Ramsey's probably going to be on Cook the entire game. So that might not end well for him. Number two, despite all the hype, Cooper Kupp is not the guy who's put up the most fantasy points as a wide receiver this year. That guy is going to be going against your secondary this week. His name is Deebo Samuel.
Deebo Samuel.
No, I see it as a almost as a toss up between the Rams and Tampa. I think it's gonna be a great game. I think it'll be a great game.
I thought the Rams are gonna win this game. When I did my picks, I said the Rams are gonna win this game. However, I'm not impressed with Stafford. I haven't been. I think like he finally doesn't have the excuses that he's been given. Like he didn't have a run game in Detroit, is what they said. He didn't have a defense in Detroit, even though you played with arguably a top 5 all-time greatest receiver in Megatron, and you still didn't win playoff games. I'm not sold on Stafford. I thought the trade, when they made the trade, I thought that LA traded for a older golf. That's how I felt about the trade. Again, like he looked good. He's looked good his first couple games. I'll grant him that, and I think they win this game on Sunday because they need it more. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's like, oh, they beat the world champs. Let's parade the Rams. The Rams are the pick. I think they're gonna come out and they're gonna beat Tampa. And then when it's really go time and Brady has to be Brady in the playoffs, I think Tampa sees LA again and Tampa beats LA in the rematch. But I think the regular season game is gonna go to LA. But that was my thought process on that when I was picking this week.
Yes, I did have a brain freeze. Tyler, you're right. They are on the same team. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just gonna blame brain freeze on that one.
It's all good, man. Probably been a long day. It happens to the best though.
Well, here's the point. None of us caught it either.
Nah.
None of us caught it either. So
I didn't catch it. I definitely didn't.
I was wondering, but I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about practice. You know, that's
Not the game. Not the game I love.
Practice.
Talking about practice.
Nah, this is good. There's some good games this week. So
it's gonna be some decent ones this week.
It's gonna be that one that you don't expect that's gonna just snap. So I'm waiting for that too.
The Raiders, man. I didn't expect the Raiders to be 2-0.
I'm not convinced. No, I'm not convinced.
Got David Carr in two of my fantasy leagues. Yes, sir. Chucky
is overrated. Chucky is overrated. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
Chucky's trash.
Chucky is overrated.
I think David Carr is at a point in his career where he can win regardless of Chucky, because he's got enough command of the offense that when Chucky puts in them stupid plays, he can audible out of them and get to a set that's going to actually work. And I think that's what we're starting to see from them, and that's why the Raiders are better this year.
So two things I want to show real quick too, man. So you guys were talking about, Stafford and comparing them to Goff. We've actually seen Goff go put up very Stafford-like numbers in Detroit with arguably less talent on the team this year.
Yep.
Right. And listen, if that game is 10 minutes longer, Detroit might be beating San Fran.
Oh, and look, I do want to throw this out real quick too. Something that maybe people aren't really thinking about or looking at. The Rams so far have only given up 1 sack this year. Their offensive line's been really questionable. They've given up 1 sack. Now, people might go, okay, it's only week 2. Week 1, they played against DeForest Buckner. In week 2, they played against Khalil Mack. So that's 2 real good pass rushers right there.
Yeah.
So for the fact that they've given up 1 sack against that kind of talent, you got to take note of that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big E. What's up, Big E? I see you over there.
Big E.
Heard
You should
that.
definitely be worried about Samuel, Kittle, Ford, and Bosa. You should be worried about all of them. Especially with like half your offensive line out. Oh, it's gonna be nasty.
It's Niners Packers this week.
Yep.
Oh man, the Thriller in Manila.
Yes, sir.
I think this is the game that Rodgers say, okay, I think I want to play. Let me play. So I think this is the game.
I think we see some vintage Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
This is when Randall Cobb is gonna pay dividends for being there, because he's a guy that Rodgers knows when that rush coming, he knows where he can put that ball at for Randall Cobb.
Yeah. Plus, I need him to play well. He's on one. I got 5 fantasy teams, so he's my quarterback on one of them.
You need everybody to play well, bro.
You need the whole league to play well.
I need everybody to play well.
You need the defense to play well and the quarterback.
Everybody. Yeah.
We really hope that every single game in the NFL this week is 70 to 65.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a few years ago.
I'm cheering for one player, then I'm booing for him on the other fantasy league. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
I tell you what, I did that one time. I think it was last year, and I said I can't do more than 2 teams in a year. I won't do more than 2. I had about 4 teams.
At least 7 at one point.
I've been doing at least 4. I've been doing at least 4 every year. This is the first year I've done 5.
I had 6 one time.
Wow.
That's a good question, Big E. Will the team rally behind Rodgers? That's a good question, because Rodgers was acting a fool this offseason. So we never know if, as a group, they're going to rally behind. It might be some people that kind of feel like, oh, he was trying to play me. So we'll see how that works, too. That's a little subplot.
I don't think they pay attention to, because Devontae was in solidarity with him, it seemed like. He was like
I ain't talking about Devontae.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when you got 2 of your best players and they are in solidarity with each other, I feel like everybody else is going to be like, okay, if Devontae agrees, kind of like,
I would think that's
something there.
I would think there's a chance that could happen if Aaron Rodgers wasn't Aaron Rodgers and if his backup wasn't who he was. I mean, we talked about a first ballot Hall of Famer, 13 wins last year. As a teammate, you're like, this is my best. MVP. This might be my best shot for a Super Bowl in a long time. Because when this dude leaves next year, we're in real trouble. So I mean, I think the players swallow your pride. If you're mad at them, keep it inside. Go out and play, because this is your best opportunity as a Packer to go to the Super Bowl.
And not just him. Devontae Adams hasn't signed an extension to stay there either.
That's true. Right. Very much so. Yep.
So look, it might be something in the water, and there might be a reason Devontae was in agreement. It might be something up there, something worth noting.
I'm with you, T.I. 2 leagues.
Yeah, I think his issue is, if Aaron Rodgers ain't here, why the hell I want to be here? So I got to go find another quarterback. So that's why he ain't re-signed. He like,
and I don't blame him. I don't blame him either.
Jordan Love might be the future.
Nah,
he might be, but he ain't the president.
Yeah. And he ain't Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to be funny and saying this, but just be realistic. If you go back 2 years ago when my defense was healthy and watch how many hits Aaron Rodgers took in that game, and then consider the fact that he's now without, I know, at least 2, possibly 3 offensive linemen, including his best lineman, we might find out Jordan Love's future this week.
Nah. You're speaking from the standpoint of a fan.
I'm speaking from the I'm speaking from the standpoint that Aaron Rodgers is almost 40 years old and clearly did not do much working out this offseason.
Hey, man. When you get natural talent.
I've seen this dude kill us. I've seen Aaron Rodgers for years kill us. I seen him make throws that I'm like, how you make that throw? It's no.
Hanging out with the hipsters, man.
Yeah, I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. I don't think he. I think he got a lot left in him. I think y'all folks on the wrong Aaron. And Tyler just told y'all which one you need to be focused on. Aaron Jones is the key to that Packers offense being successful. If Aaron Jones plays well, that's going to help them.
if Aaron Jones does not run the football well, and Aaron Rodgers has to drop back, and the pass rush knows they can just pin their ears and go after him, it's going to be a very long day. Green Bay needs to be successful running the football. They have to be.
Yeah. I need him to be successful
30-27
because I need some fantasy points.
Pat.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in 4 leagues, but you know what I'm saying? But to me, man, Aaron Rodgers is where this all starts and ends. You know, you look at the quarterback matchups. Aaron Rodgers is by far the better quarterback. That doesn't mean that that's enough to win the game, but I think when you look at the most important position that we've all determined, the quarterback is the most important position. Now, obviously, protecting him, to your point, Box, is important as well. But the most important position on the field is the quarterback. If you have the better quarterback by a large margin, more than likely you should find ways to win the game. But definitely the running game is the key. And I think it's going to be, for them to be successful, a repeat of last week. Not just Aaron Jones running the ball, but Aaron Jones being the guy that's catching the ball, right? Mm-hmm. Him getting the catches out of the backfield, the nice little wheel routes and things like that may be a weakness that we definitely did not try to exploit last week that San Francisco may have. But San Francisco is going to be able, I think, to run with whoever they have back there. I think Debo's definitely going to be able to get some yards. He got some yards against us, not as much as he did week 1, thankfully. But he was able to make some plays against us. I think with them, it's just going to be a matter of if they're going to let Kittle loose this week or not. And I think they may have kept it in against us because of how dominant our front seven is, and they wanted to have that extra blocking, you know, to give the quarterback time to do what he needed to do or get a running back, you know, an extra blocker in for him. So I think that's kind of why he didn't do as much last week. But I think they'll be able to, you know, let him loose a little bit more this game. So we'll see how it goes. I think actually I'll wait till we make our picks, but I think it's going to be a real tight game.
So Tyler did just say that the Packers need to get into a shootout to challenge the 49ers offense. But he does actually agree that Bosa and Ford against their offensive line is something he is really concerned with.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that's a concern for a lot of teams right there.
So so the other game that we have for this week, which we only got a couple minutes left here, but it's not a game we necessarily need to spend a lot of time on, is Pittsburgh against Cincinnati. I tell you, what I see is Pittsburgh is unable to run the ball. Ben is clearly not what he used to be. They have some great receivers, which is definitely helping.
Injury.
Yeah, and he's got a pec injury, right? So Cincinnati, the offense is getting there. The defense is actually playing better than people expect. I think, you know, this is a game that could be a real coming out party for Cincinnati. And we're going to start, this might be the week that we look at to say, Pittsburgh's about to fall off big time.
But what if Dwayne Haskins gets in and he looks good? Because I will say this quickly, if you may not be aware of this, but in one of these 4 leagues, I have Deontay Johnson. He's not playing. So they don't have Deontay Johnson this week as well. But what if he comes out there? What if Hoskins comes out there and he looks good this week? I mean, maybe he doesn't win, but he looks good. He's making the right reads. He's making throws. He's processing the information because, you know, we talked about 3 or 4 weeks ago, how he said he never got the kind of coaching that he's getting in Pittsburgh when he was with the football team. So perhaps, just perhaps, maybe with this development that they've been giving him, if he plays, he may look good. That could be another wrinkle.
I think Pittsburgh understands what they need to do on defense. Defense is going to carry them. I think Tomlin is a top 5, top 6 coach, and I think that shows at times. This is one of the times that this is going to show. Cincinnati is Cincinnati, but I think that Cincinnati finds a way to win this game.
Well, keep in mind that Pittsburgh is out without Watt also.
Yeah, I don't know if that means this is the end of Pittsburgh, But I do think if Cincinnati was ever going to beat Pittsburgh, this is probably the best shot that they got. And I think they in a close game, I think they might find a way to win. But I like Tomlin. Tomlin is the difference maker. I think Tomlin is a very underrated coach. I think he's top 5 easily. You watch what he did with the 3rd or 4th string quarterback, and they one game away from making the playoffs in the AFC. That's a hell of a coaching job.
That's a very good point, and that's why I say Haskins could be good there because he's got someone that's going to develop him.
Yeah. Hey, look, last year we were all aboard the Pittsburgh as highly overrated, but what Tomlin is doing, he deserves to be coach of the year bandwagon.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Pittsburgh had a letdown game last week against the Raiders. I think they get it done this week. That's all I was going to say on that.
Okay.
Pittsburgh get it done this week.
Well, fellas, y'all been rolling with us this long, so let's go ahead and let's do these official picks. You want to cue them up for us, Box? Let's run this real quick.
Let's run it. Colts at the Titans. I'm taking the Titans.
Definitely taking the Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, Titans.
Okay, so everybody going Titans.
Even though Wentz, my guy.
Oh God. What?
I'm going to move on before that gets ugly. Falcons at the Giants.
Ooh.
Man, this is a tough one, but I'm going to go Falcons.
Falcons.
I'm gonna go Giants.
I'm gonna go Giants. I'm gonna go Giants too.
All right, so 2-2. Chargers at the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Bengals at the Steelers. I'm going Bengals.
I'm gonna go Bengals. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals.
I said it earlier. Bengals got a shot. I'm going Bengals.
I'm going Pittsburgh then. Pittsburgh.
All right. Bears at the Browns. I'm going to go, you know what? Fields' first start. I'm going to say the unexpectedness of they don't know what he's going to do is going to help. I'm going to go Bears.
As much as I think Cleveland is the most overrated team in the NFL, I'm going with Cleveland on this one.
Yeah, I'm going Cleveland too.
I'm going with Chicago.
Fields not ready yet. I don't think
He's
getting thrown in early. I think he's going to make some miscues. I'm going Cleveland, definitely.
Yeah,
Cleveland has a solid defense. Cleveland has a solid defense. So
it's one of those games I think it's going to come down tight, and it's honestly it's a 50-50 game. Yeah, Ravens at the Lions.
Ravens
easy. Ravens by 2 touchdowns.
I'm going to take the Ravens.
Yeah, same. Ravens.
That was easy.
The Saints at the Patriots.
Ooh.
Jameis still has a propensity to throw interceptions. Belichick might be the best in the business at getting you to throw them. I'm going to go Patriots.
I'm going to go Saints. They need a bounce back game. This is the week to make a statement. Mac Jones is still learning. He still ain't got the full playbook. They're not going to trust him to make too many throws. I'm going Saints.
Belichick is the best at it. Jameis is who I said he was even in college. Patriots all day. I'm taking Patriots.
He is who you thought he was.
I gotta go with who that nation. Who that nation? I'm going with Saints.
Okay. Cardinals at the Jaguars. Cardinals.
You gotta waste time.
Yeah, we're gonna sweep that. Cardinals.
Yeah. You ain't gotta talk about that.
Because apparently Urban Meyer thinks that playing in the NFL is like playing Alabama every week.
That dude, man.
That right there says I'm gonna lose every game.
Between that and talking about I'm cutting people because they're not vaccinated. Yeah, that dude is not getting off to a great start.
So, y'all want to go ahead and throw a pick in for which week Urban Meyer is going to have his next health scare?
Week 7.
Week 8.
I'm gonna give him the season. Because he want to at least get through the season. I'm gonna give him the season. But this all season, it's gonna happen.
Yo, but the look on his face after every game is like, why the hell did I come back to this? That's the look he has on his face.
I'm actually going to give him to week 12 when they know for sure they're eliminated from the playoffs.
But we got a viewer that says week 8. So there we go.
That's what I said too. I said week 8
Yeah,
too.
there we go.
It's apparently your monologue says week 8.
There we go. My monologue believes what y'all saying.
The Washington football team at the Buffalo Bills.
Bills.
The Bills.
Bills.
Yeah.
The Jets at the Broncos.
Broncos.
The Dolphins at the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the hype.
Without
I'm gonna
Tua?
go Raiders.
Definitely.
Yeah. Raiders.
The Raiders. Yeah.
Seahawks at the Vikings.
Seahawks.
Seahawks are mad. Seahawks.
Yeah, I want to say the Vikings, but I'm gonna stick with the Seahawks.
Jets take off.
I'm gonna pick the Vikings in an upset.
The Jets take off.
Okay. Vikings are upset. Okay. I like that.
The game of the week. The Bucks versus the Rams.
I'm gonna go wild here. I'm going Rams.
I'm going to stick with the Bucks.
I'm going the Rams.
I think I'm going to Rams too.
All right, so I'm all alone on that one.
You on the island?
I'm on an island. That's all right. It's not Revis Island. Packers at the 49ers. You don't even have to ask me who I'm picking.
I'm actually gonna go Packers. I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm gonna go Packers because you can't. It's Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going Packers too.
I'm going Packers too.
Okay. Hey, I'm loving it out here on the island, man. Eagles.
This is a bad man.
Eagles at the Cowboys.
I think
you already know three. You already know three of the picks.
That's only you. You only one got to say something.
Ah, man. You know what, man? I'm gonna even it out. I'm going Cowboys.
Oh,
there you go. There you
Love
go.
It.
Hey, cool.
I think he was mad at us. I'll be right back. I gotta go
Packers,
take a shower.
I think he was mad at us for picking the Packers.
Yeah, he mad. We picked the Packers.
Well, he picked the Packers too, so
I picked the Packers too. So
but it's two of us. It's only one of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Ag, man.
And the Thursday night game next week, the game I know everyone in America is going to be excited to watch, the Bengals versus the Jags.
Yeah.
Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals.
So that's the University of So that's the University of Jacksonville versus the University of I'm going with
I would still take Cincinnati.
I'm going with Cincinnati. I'm going with Cincinnati on that one.
I'm going with Trevor Lawrence gets his first win on Thursday night.
Nah, I'm going with
I always respect the guy that's on the island. You know what I'm saying? Because you saying I believe differently than everybody else. Doesn't always mean you're right, but you know, at least you saying, you know what, I ain't I'm going on my own.
Yeah. Well, in that case, you have a very high level of respect for me this week because I was on the island several times.
You picked first half those times though.
I still was on the island,
but you picked first.
Saying? I led on the island. You know what I'm saying?
It would even
Urban still quits week 7, or no, health scare week 7.
Yeah, he gonna have
week 8.
Here's the thing: he might have one somewhere around about between week 7 and 9, and then he'll be able to come back and finish the season. But I don't think we get another year Urban Meyer after this year unless some miraculous turnaround happens.
Yeah.
Urban the Bama coach with Nick Saban.
Even if he don't leave before the season, if he don't leave before the season, he is definitely not coming back next year. I'm almost willing to bet everything on that.
Hey, anytime you want to rehab your coaching career, you go be the OC at Alabama.
Oh yeah. Forget drunk Sark.
Look at Lane, your boy Lane.
Another overrated coach. My God.
Completely overrated. He ain't never done nothing.
Wow.
We ain't even really caught college football this week, but yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. There was a couple of college football games we could have talked about that we didn't really get to. I do just want to give a shout out to any of the Alabama fans out there. Always appreciate when y'all beat Florida.
I'm from Alabama, so you know.
Yeah, Alabama fans, you were getting my cheers this week. Definitely, I was with you.
Yeah. You were playing Florida. Good job.
Oh, you Florida
the way
State,
it goes
so you
college football.
Florida State.
If you're playing
Miami.
Florida or Florida State, I'm automatically with you. It doesn't matter who you are. You automatically got an extra fan that week.
Yeah, for sure.
And when they play, my dislike for Florida because they're not even man enough to play us, I always go to Florida State.
And look, the sad thing is the biggest accomplishment that has happened for Miami this season was catching a cat in the stands. And that's still more of an accomplishment than anything that Florida State's done. So the worst that Florida can do, the better I feel.
Yeah. But we're going to get a win this week.
I know we got a little bit of a delay, but Tyler just realized what the Thursday night game is.
Yeah, Tyler like
Trevor Lawrence gets personal.
Tyler's going to be hard to motivate myself to watch that whole game, bro. I know I can probably make it to halftime.
Listen, I'm going to be off all day, and I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I don't even have a fantasy player in that game, so I can't.
Off too, John. So yeah, I ain't watching that. You're right.
I'm gonna be real. If you come next week expecting a recap of the Thursday night game, you're not going to get it because none of us are watching the game.
There has to be a better college game on Thursday night than that game.
Man, listen,
as a matter of fact, we need all of America to not watch this game.
There's a movie on, you know what I'm saying?
Shows you can catch up on.
There's a show you can catch up on Netflix or Hulu or something, you know. Tubi,
I don't even know who scheduled that. Like, why would you say this is the game? Like, they had to know both of these teams finished in the top 5 with the lowest records drafting. They both drafted top 5. Like, who put that and said, "Yo, this is the game"? Maybe they'll unveil the color rush. Maybe that's what they're trying to go with.
There's somebody out there that has like Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase. They're the only people that are actually interested in this game at all.
If somebody has Trevor Lawrence, so how I'm gonna be watching? He got Trevor Lawrence. He gonna be out there. I don't got
him. I got 5 teams and I don't have them, even on the bench. I don't have them at all.
If you have Trevor Lawrence in your starting lineup in fantasy football, there's no point in you even checking your score.
Yeah.
Now, if you have Trevor Lawrence in your starting lineup, I would like to play you.
He had 25 week 1, though. That's not bad. That's not terrible. That's serviceable.
Was that standard league?
One more person we got to shout out right quick.
If that's standard league, that's not that good. That's not that great.
It's not terrible.
Big Rob.
Big shot, Bob.
Brian Brady.
Without the Brian because he mad. Brian right now. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
he's
not
just Rob Brady now.
I mean, somebody didn't even give me 2020 a couple of weeks ago. I think Herbert didn't even hit 20.
The crazy thing, man, is these quarterbacks, bro. It's all about them yards. All right.
Yeah, we had somebody try to sneak in. I got him.
Yeah.
Try to sneak on?
Yeah. No, we had somebody try to come up in here trying to spam the comment section.
Yeah, we don't play that around here.
Gotcha.
We shut that down.
Good.
Yeah, we shut that down real quick. This is not the type of show.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, we roll different around here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So that's it for this week, man. Appreciate you guys coming on and sharing a little some insights on your team.
Go Birds.
Yes, y'all come back. Check out the show next week, man. Y'all, always welcome.
Y'all invite us. I'm gonna be checking you guys out. But anytime you invite me, I'm always game.
And get some Tide and wash that off your hat, man.
This is what winners look like right here, man.
You want a new hat? Really? I'll send you a new hat, man.
Yeah, I don't accept hats from cats who. If your team ain't won more than 2 Super Bowls, I can't accept the hat from you. But I appreciate the offer, though.
I tell you, man, I don't send hats to people that ain't won a Super Bowl in this century either. So
It doesn't matter.
I wouldn't do that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
John.
It doesn't matter. You guys got one Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
It's nice and fresh. It's platinum, not bronze.
It ain't that fresh, but that's all right.
Fresh. It's fresh.
Okay. Well, we got
It's
5.
very fresh.
I'll take 5 over 1 anytime, any day.
There you go. I'll take that nice fresh one.
That's all
that
right.
I remember that I didn't see on replays when I was a kid because I was 5 and I wasn't even paying attention to the game.
1. 5 is always more than 1.
I'll take the one that I actually saw.
That's all right. I saw. I'm old enough to see.
Hey. If you
actually,
old enough to remember
all of them. I'm old enough to see all of them.
If you're old enough to see all of them, brother, then more power to you.
I'm old enough to see all of them.
That wasn't even choreographed either. I just want you
real
to know.
talk.
Now you guys old enough to remember the last 3.
I was a kid. I was young. You know. But for real, not trying to be funny, but you know how when you're young, like you be watching, but you ain't really watching. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you what, man. When y'all last won one, I was in elementary school.
95.
Yeah, and I'm well in my 30s now. And I was in elementary school last time y'all won one.
But look though, I'm gonna put it like this. So because we have 5 too.
I know.
So everybody like to always talk about, the last time the Cowboys won, the last time the 49ers won a Super Bowl. But ain't none of y'all caught up.
I mean,
y'all done had all this time, y'all ain't caught up yet. What's up?
We on the way. We on the way.
Yeah. Y'all on the way.
We on the way.
How much more time y'all need?
At least 4 more years.
How many losses you guys have in Super Bowl? At least I remember at least 2. I know 2.
Oh, we talking about
80
wins
against the
okay?
Raiders.
We talking about the wins, okay? Yeah, we talking about wins.
We lost.
We talking about wins.
We lost to the Raiders.
So y'all 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Okay.
We talking about wins, man. We talking about wins.
So I mean,
y'all about to make me go back to NFC to the NFL championships and add them in, man.
Keep on. Hold on now, because don't y'all got at least 3 Super Bowl losses?
Yeah, we got 3, but we 5 and 3. We got 3 losses. We got 5 and 3.
Y'all got more Super Bowl losses than us.
Yeah, but we got more Super Bowl appearances than y'all.
Yeah.
So and we got more Super Bowls than y'all.
Yeah, but also more Super Bowl losses. Now,
yeah, but y'all only 1 loss behind us. and we got to eat up some wins. And we 4 wins ahead of y'all. So y'all got a long way to go.
We about to eat up some wins. Just keep watching. Get your popcorn ready. Like your boy said, get your popcorn ready.
You guys got the least amount of Super Bowl wins in the division.
Yeah.
And we got the freshest Super Bowl wins.
But we got the most recent
in the division too. We got the fresh platinum.
I got 1.
Platinum.
They had to hold on to it for dear life.
Not bronze.
So they got
platinum.
Yeah, hold on for dear life, right? Yeah.
So they got, man.
Y'all want to brush over championships, but that's
ain't no brush over. It's just adding them together.
If you add our NFL championships, you get a different number.
Here we go.
I'm not
that old. Even I'm not that old.
That's what they told me. That's what they told me. I would have rather see it, but that's what they told me.
Turn of the century, since the year 2000, the Eagles have 14 playoff wins. The rest of the teams in the division combined have 14 playoff wins.
That's why I say we getting there.
You know what we call that? Cherry picking.
Second place is the first loser. That's like, if you ain't won the Super Bowl, you'll lose like everybody else.
Hey, I'm with that. I'm of that mindset. I agree with you.
I embrace it.
Nobody remember Silver.
Just remember,
nobody remembers Silver.
As the years continue, that number gonna go up.
All I'm gonna say, as someone who lives in Atlanta, don't let any of this distract you from the fact that Atlanta Falcons blew 20-3 leading the Super Bowl.
Man, you hurtful down there, man. You'd probably be
love it.
No, bro. I had a buddy of mine trying to argue me. I said, wait a minute. Ain't you a Atlanta fan? He said, yeah. I said, end the conversation, bro. Yeah, but nothing. Nothing. That's ain't no conversation. In football, when it comes to Atlanta.
Bro, they be over here talking, oh, ain't nobody respect us. Respect you for what?
What have you done?
Right. What do you have? What have you done to be respected?
Yeah.
Put some trophies in the building.
You gotta do something. Like, you gotta at least get one. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do something.
At least get one.
How you gonna talk? You ain't got none. You ain't hear us start talking till we slid one in there. You know, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand your position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, the Seagull fans, they switched their game out real quick. 5 years ago, it's, it's not all about Super Bowls and da-da-da. Now they're like, oh, you gotta get one. You gotta get one.
Hold up. I ain't never say it wasn't all about Super Bowls. I just said we ain't had none. I ain't never say it wasn't all about Super Bowls. Because if you ain't able to win Super Bowls, then you might as well shut your organization down like the Houston Comets. WNBA. You might well do that if you ain't trying to win.
We never had to hear about that no ring thing again, man. That's it. That joint just getting old, especially when they were sending me pictures with the Bud Light cans, and it was like they don't leave no rings on the table and all that. I was like, all right.
So Tyler said Tyler over here thinking about Terrell Davis killing him. Dang, Tyler. Yes. We done got my man sad over here, bro.
Remember
this? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got people going back, remembering sad times.
Yeah, man.
Well, man.
Man, appreciate y'all boys.
I appreciate this, man. This is great. This is fantastic, man. This is great.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. That goes for everybody listening.
Or at least I tried. I think I did. I tried. I think I did before.
I'll go check y'all. I'll let you know if you didn't.
Yeah, check me out. Let me know. But I thought I did. I hit it. Nothing happened. But I thought I had already subscribed before.
Yeah, but all you gotta do is go to playcallersportstalk.com.
Yeah.
I'll come up and it's gonna ask you to do it. If you're not sure how to spell that, my co-host has it right there under his name.
All right, we in there. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it done.
Run it.
Special thanks to our guest commentators tonight.
Absolutely.
And as always, I'm Box.
And I'm Cool.
And we are
the Play Callers.